Hey everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a card project for you today. A few weeks ago on my Instagram, I posted kind of a shot of an outfit that I was wearing, and I thought it would be fun to kind of create a card based on that color combination. I kind of posted it with the idea that it would be a good inspiration for a card project. So I'm going to be using this orange and white and pool color combination with a little bit of gold accents. So I'm going to pull in that chickenity scrumptious paper pad later on, but first of all, I'm going to start out with this background stamp. This is the On the Diagonal background stamp from My Favorite Things. And I'm going to create a little bit of a masked area on this card because I just want kind of a circular area of this background stamp to show up on my card. So I have this Eclipse Art masking tape. Inkadinkado also makes a masking paper that you could use for this, or you could use a little bit of typing paper or some thin computer paper. And I'm taking my circle die, I was just kind of measuring it up there on the front of my card, and I'm cutting a circle out of that masking paper, and then I'll place it onto my card front. Now this card front is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, so it's about a 1/4 inch smaller than an A2 card, and I'm just kind of lining it up where I think I want it there. And since I didn't cover the bottom, I went ahead and just used a piece of post-it tape to cover the bottom so I wouldn't get any ink along the bottom of the card front there. Now I'm taking this ink from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Fog ink, and I'm just inking up a portion of that background stamp, and then I'm going to take my card front that is masked off over to the background stamp, and I'm going to press it on there and just kind of press all over that area so that I make sure that I have a good transfer of ink. And you can see that I have that nice circular area of background stamp there onto the front of my card front. Now I have these various papers from the Chickenity Scrumptious paper pad, and I'm cutting the orange and white and this kind of blue grid paper. I'm going to cut a little bit of the solid orange out of the striped paper. And I also have a strip of some gold foil cardstock. This is actually from Die Cuts with a View, the gold foil, but you can use any gold foil cardstock or even gold glitter. But I wanted to tell you that I did not use gold glitter in this at all. So now that I have these strips cut down, I'm just using a little tape runner adhesive and adhering them kind of on a diagonal on the front of this card. I thought it would just be fun to do something just a little bit different. So I'm just lining those up. Once I get the first one in place, then I just butt the second one up to it to make sure that they're all straight in a line there. And then I trimmed off the edges. Now I have this Sending Happy Thoughts stamp set. This is from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm taking these little envelopes and I'm inking them up in some Stays On jet black ink, and I'm stamping them onto a piece of scrap vellum. And then I'm just going to trim those out all around the edges. Now these are very square rectangular shapes, so they're not hard to trim out at all. And I thought it would be fun to kind of have a few of those layered up there. Now that I have those all ready, I'm going to teach you how to make your own flare. Now I'm taking this Hello stamp. This is also from the Sending Happy Thoughts stamp set, and I'm inking it up in some Versamark ink, and I'm going to gold heat emboss it onto this vellum. So I prepped the surface with my EK Success powder tool, and now I'm just putting the gold embossing powder over that Versamark stamped image. And I'm going to use my heat tool here. I'm going to let it heat up first, and then I am going to emboss it from the back first. I don't know why I started doing this, but I just did, and I find it works really well. So I emboss from the back first, and then I just finish it off by embossing on the front. Now this stamp fits perfectly in this 1-inch circle punch here, so I'm just punching that out, and this is where I make my flare. So I have these little epoxy stickers. I guess these are the 1-inch epoxy stickers. These are from Bottle Caps, I believe. I have them linked in the description at YouTube as well as over at my blog, and I'm just putting that on the top, and then that makes like a little cool faux flare for the front of my card. Now for my sentiment, I have chosen the Sending and Wishing stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and I chose the stamp that said Sending, and I'm going to stamp that right along the bottom of those pattern papers. And then the second stamp says Love and Hugs, but I only have room for, or You Love and Hugs, so I only have room for the You Love. So I'm just going to partially ink this stamp by just using the edge of my stamp pad, and I'm just going to stamp the You Love part right by the Sending. And that completes my sentiment. So overall, I have the little flare that says hello, and then below it, it says Sending You Love. Now I'm attaching my flare onto the front of my card with a little bit of foam adhesive, and I am going to add these little vellum envelopes kind of peeking out from behind my little faux flare there. Now I found that this multi-matte medium from Ranger actually works really good with vellum if you just use a little teeny dot. So I'm kind of sandwiching it between that foam that's behind the flare and a little bit of that matte adhesive, and then that works out perfectly. Now I'm using the Coral Reef ink from Simon Says Stamp and adding just a few of those hearts that are in the Sending Happy Thoughts stamp set. And I'm going to layer this card front up. So I've cut a little bit of, this is Pool Party cardstock from not Simon Says Stamp, from Stampin' Up. And then this is Fog cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. I've cut it to 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm just scoring it at 5 1/2. And that creates my card base. And I've adhered my Pool Party cardstock onto that Fog card base, and now I'm just putting my card front onto that with some foam adhesive just to add a little bit more dimension to this card. To finish the card off, I thought it would be fun to have a little bit of shimmer, so I'm just adding a little bit of my clear Wink of Stella glitter brush pen to the envelopes as well as the hearts that are on the front of the card, and that completes my card for today. So you can see here in the final product, I actually ended up switching out that solid orange piece for the stripe. I just thought it was a little bit more fun and interesting, but that completes my card for today. As always, I have links to all the products used in this project in the description at YouTube, as well as over at my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, and I hope you have a fabulous day.